Hi guys. All right, so this was a bonus reading somebody requested for Capricorn, how each sign feels about them. It does not have to be romantic, okay? So you could be dealing with a situation with a child, a family member, a friend, anything, okay? So let's get started. How does Aries feel about Capricorn? It's going to be a little more detailed than my bonuses, okay? How does Aries feel about Capricorn? Oh, there's some aggression there, but the aggression is there because they really want to make this work. They want to heal something. They want communication, but I feel like their communication is so abrasive or so harsh that you guys are just not meeting on the same page, especially if you are in any sort of partnership with this person, whether it's business and or pleasure. They are keeping tabs on you as well. Something definitely happened between the two of you, whether it was on your side or on their side. There was lies, deceit. I'm not seeing a third party, but of course it could be that. They still see you as their 10 of Cups. They still want to work this out, and there's a lot of regret. And what's the outcome? If you guys want to heal this, you absolutely could heal this. Moving on to Taurus. How do they feel about Capricorn? How does Taurus feel about Capricorn? Oh boy. They're mirroring you right now. They still find you charismatic, interesting. They would like to reconcile this. This has been a big burden for them. I feel like you want to reconcile this as well. There needs to be significant changes in order for you guys to work this out. There has to be more give and take, understanding. Some of this looks like a trauma bond, to be honest with you, but I think a lot of relationships are built on trauma bonding, so I'm not like anti-trauma bonding personally. If you want to work this out, it can be worked out. My only concern with this is, have you ever been in a situation where somebody makes promises and they only keep those promises for like 2 weeks at a time? It's like my kids and I make jokes about this all the time, the 2-week limit. It kind of looks like that. So if you do want to reconcile, if you do want to work this out, just know like it may not last. They may turn back into, or they may give you the same complications as they did the first time. Moving on to Gemini. How does Gemini feel about Capricorn? How does Gemini feel about Capricorn? Gemini is already giving their attention, their time, and their energy to something else. You may not know this. It could be hidden from you. You may have already found out. They're going to try to keep this from you, so I don't know. If you already know, then they did try their best to keep this from you. They're energetically still tied to you, so in my opinion, I would do a cord cutting or a black walnut, a bath, something, and I would release this person. They don't look good for you. What's the outcome? All right, so the outcome is it doesn't work out with this other person, especially if this is romantic. This doesn't work out for Gemini. They're going to come swooping back in when this is causing them some sort of distress, and they're going to want to reconcile with you. I would not do it. I would not do it. Moving on to Cancer. How does Cancer feel about Capricorn? Cancer wants more attention. They want more time. They want to invest more in this, whether it's financially and or emotionally. They feel like you're drifting or that you're not on the same page as them, and that could be part of the problem. Ultimately, I don't see this working out. It doesn't matter why they're in your life. I don't see it working out. It looks like it's more on your side than theirs, to be honest with you. There will be messages. I don't think you're going to get the full story from this person regardless, especially if you have children with them. They still see you as somebody they care deep. I don't want to use the word love because, again, this doesn't have to be romantic. They still care about you. They still see you as like a special person to them. But ultimately, I just don't see this going anywhere. I don't see why you guys would need to reconcile here, because it doesn't look like this isn't really sincere, if that makes sense. This is not a sincere situation. This person's like, okay, as soon as I get Capricorn back on, you know, in my energy, I'm still going to screw up. I'm just going to go back to my bad habits. So I wouldn't do it. Moving on to Leo. How does Leo feel about Capricorn? Okay. Leo still sees you as their person, regardless of what kind of relationship you guys have. They will be popping up soon. If you have not seen them, they will be popping up soon. They see you as the Ten of Cups. They're willing to fight for this. There's a lot invested. They may even gift you something. What's the outcome of Leo and Capricorn? Moving forward with whatever plans you guys have had. So this is the first one that looks pretty good, Capricorn. So if you're involved with a Leo or you have a Leo in your life, it looks positive. Moving on to Virgo. How does Virgo feel about Capricorn? I'm seeing the letter M. Whew. Okay, this is a stressful one for sure. Lots of arguments. Somebody doesn't want to argue. Avoidance is happening. This is some sort of partnership with this person, whether it's romantic or otherwise. They have heavy emotions. They feel like you don't have heavy emotions. Trying to manifest you back into their life. They feel like you owe them something. I think it's an apology, or if they owe you an apology, they still want to get one from you instead. This has been a big burden for them, and they do want change. If this is a romantic relationship, they think about you sexually quite a bit. What's the outcome of Virgo and Capricorn? Attempt at reconciliation. There's an attempt at reconciliation, so if you want to, you can, but know that there's somebody else in their energy, else now or moving forward. So especially if this is a romantic situation, I wouldn't trust it. They're not loyal, I'll tell you that. Moving on to Libra. How does Libra feel about Capricorn? How does Libra feel about Capricorn? If you guys are in any sort of connection that's romantic, they want to be free. They're done with this. They don't want to fight anymore. They don't see you the way they once did. If this is something outside of a romantic situation, they don't want the friendship anymore. They don't want the tension. They're not interested in reconciling this, okay? They're emotionally moved on. I'm seeing the letter L. The outcome, there's no outcome. They're just focused elsewhere. That's it. They are focused elsewhere, whether it's on their finances, whether it's on somebody else. They'd want nothing to do with this. Man, guys, lots of text messages today. Everybody's in crisis. This is nuts. Moving on to Scorpio. How does Scorpio feel about Capricorn? Okay. They feel like you're too argumentative, or maybe they are and they're blaming you. Who knows, guys? I'm not, accusing anybody, but They do see you as a tower moment. They feel like they have premonitions about you, whether it's accurate or not. They think you're too tied up in your money or in your finances. They could be else talking shit about you, or I think they're talking shit about you. They could even be leading somebody else on in order to get some like attention because they feel like you're too aloof. What's the outcome? If you guys want to work on this, there's going to have to be lots of conversations, lots of equal give and take. It does have a chance. It does have a chance. I don't see anything saying that you guys couldn't reconcile, but it's going to take a lot of work. It would have to be like both sides trying just as hard. Moving on to Sagittarius. How does Sagittarius feel about Capricorn? I'm seeing a black cat. All right, they will be reaching out to you, but I don't see it going anywhere. It's almost like you guys keep butting heads or getting to like hitting a wall, basically, all right? Even if this is someone you work with. Not willing to fight for it, hoping that it heals naturally or that you guys work things out naturally, but nobody's actually going to put in any effort. Nothing. Somebody else is involved in the mix. It does not look romantic. What's the outcome? Sagittarius and Capricorn. An attempt at reconciliation that leads to another argument and somebody moving on and deciding that their Ten of Cups is no longer in this relationship. Okay, so Capricorn to Capricorn. How does Capricorn feel about Capricorn? I feel like that would be a good connection. I don't know why. I just feel like a Capricorn with another Capricorn would be doable. All right. Somebody wants change. There's heavy emotions there. They really do want to invest in this in case you were unsure. They do want to invest in this. They're not really willing to fight for it, but they are willing to put in some effort if you want to heal the situation. It's almost like the ball's in your court, especially if you have children with this person. They're a bit too rigid. I don't really love the way they speak or the way they communicate with you. They do have heavy feelings for you, though. Doesn't have to be romantic. What's the outcome? An attempt at a reconciliation that doesn't pan out. Or if you guys are not on the outs, you will be soon. Yeah. It doesn't work. Moving on to Aquarius. How does Aquarius feel about Capricorn? How does Aquarius feel about Capricorn? They have some anxiety about how strong they feel about you, or that you'd hurt them in some sort of way if it's not romantic. They're spying on you a bit. They could even be getting tarot readings about you, which is kind of funny. They do see you as the Ten of Cups, though. If this is romantic, they definitely want something to do with you, but they think that you're not loyal. What's the outcome? If you guys want to make this work, it absolutely can work. Absolutely can work. Just has to be a lot more effort on somebody's side. I feel like they expect you to put in more effort than they will. And moving on to Pisces. How does Pisces feel about Capricorn? They're losing sleep over you. They have attachment issues that are unhealthy. If you guys haven't been speaking, they do want to reconnect. I don't really feel like it would really work out. This person's way too clingy or too needy. Very codependent. there could be some distance between the two of you. They want to work this out. They want growth and abundance. They're trying to manifest you or do witchcraft. And what's the outcome? Jumping back into this without really thinking about it. There's a healing vibe here, I guess. I think this is going to be ultimately it's ultimately going to be up to you, Capricorn. Do you really want to put up with that kind of person? You know, somebody who doesn't really trust easily, who needs more attention than is healthy, in my opinion. If you want your Pisces back, it's fine. You can do it. Just, I wouldn't. All right. Hopefully this helped, guys, and I will be getting up another bonus in a little bit.